Hello students, in this video we shall study more concept related to phenols. In the previous video we had studied the introduction of phenols, say nomenclature, and we had studied the methods of preparation of phenols and few of its physical properties as well. So today we will be studying about the chemical properties of phenols, and in that acidity of phenols, a very important concept. Acidity of phenols. You know, when we speak about acids, it's something related to H plus ions. This is the basic idea what we have, right? So in phenols, we know that along with the benzene ring, we have an OH group attached to it. This OH group imparts acidic nature to the phenols. Now, how this OH group imparts acidic nature to the phenols is what we will be studying in this particular concept. So what happens is, if a substance has to behave as an acid as per the proton theory or say acid theory, Arrhenius theory, we know the one which has ability to donate H plus ions can act as acids, isn't it? So here what does it mean? This H has to be donated easily if we have to call it as a good acid or not. In this, to know about acidic nature, we will have to know about its resonance structure also. I'll tell you a simple way to know, okay? If you understand this, please listen properly. If you understand this, then you are going to understand the further concept also. See, this phenol has a benzene ring where it has single, double bonds alternatively with OH bond there. That is OH group present there. What is the speciality of oxygen? You know, oxygen is electronegative. Oxygen is electronegative. What is the property of hydrogen? You know which charge it is. It is positively charged. So what happens here, you know, oxygen is negatively charged, hydrogen is positively charged. They will be having good bonding because one is negative, oxygen is negative, hydrogen is positive. They will be having good bonding. You should see whether this H plus can be separated. If it can be separated easily, then we say that it is a good acid. So for this to know, let us study the resonance structures of it. It undergoes resonance. Do you know why? Here see, there's double bond. That means what is the hybridization of this carbon? The carbon is sp2 hybridized. So OH group is attached to sp2 hybridized carbon. Now what happens? Oxygen already in the phenol, it will be having two lone pair of electrons, isn't it? It will be having two lone pair of electrons. It is highly electronegative. But now it is attached to sp2 hybridized carbon. Do you know what is the speciality of sp2 hybridized carbon? The sp2 hybridized carbon is electronegative. So what it does is, it will be like, it wants the electrons from oxygen. So it will not allow the oxygen to have all the electrons. Now you imagine a condition where this oxygen, no, it has more electrons on it. So it is stuffed with electrons. It is electron rich. Whereas hydrogen is highly electropositive. So because it is highly negative, oxygen is highly negative, hydrogen has a very good bonding now. But now this carbon which is electronegative, this sp2 hybridized carbon is also electronegative. Electronegative in the sense, it's like it is electron withdrawing group. It wants to pull the electron towards itself. So what it does, it doesn't allow the electrons to stay on the oxygen. Instead, it will be like it will pull the electrons. So oxygen will be like, okay, fine, let me give you the electrons. So oxygen tries to give the electron to this carbon. Let us write the resonance structure of it to explain the acidity of phenols. This resonance structures help us to know better. Aromatic ring with alternate single and double bond, single, double, and then again single. With OH, what is this? This is phenol. It has 2 lone pair of electrons. Yes? Now what happens? This carbon is sp2 hybridized, so it pulls the electron. So oxygen will be like, it will donate a pair of electron towards the next carbon. So if it donates to the next carbon, it will be forming a bond between carbon and oxygen, isn't it? So we indicate it towards the bond. Now what happens to this carbon? See, the carbon was very selfish. It wanted electrons. But now after asking for the electron, it thinks, already it has 4 bonds. Then the carbon will think, already I have 4 bonds. Which bonds? 1, 2, 3, 4. Here double bond 2. Here single bond 1 plus 1, 4. Already it has 4. What is the valency of carbon? The valency of carbon is 4. Now the carbon will feel like, I had asked for an electron, but now, however, if I gain 1 electron, I will be unstable. So it will ask the next carbon. So this carbon will ask the next carbon, like, okay, however, I'm accepting an electron from oxygen. So you better shift this bond to the next one. That means you take that pair of electrons to yourself. The bonded pair of electrons which is there, you take it to yourself. So this carbon will agree. So like that, it's like a passing game. One carbon passes the electrons to another, the other carbon passes the electrons to other. Likewise it goes, and ultimately it will come back to oxygen. We'll see how it is. Okay, it's very nice, it's very interesting. See, you can practice this just after you listen to the concept. Close your book and stop the video, pause the video, and start to write the resonance structure by yourself. You'll surely enjoy it. Okay, so what is happening? The pair of electron is moving towards this bond. So what happens to this bonded pair? It moves towards the next carbon. See, where we are indicating the arrow mark, to the next carbon we are indicating. And when we write the resonance structure, we indicate it by double-headed arrow mark. Now how the structure becomes? See, oxygen, OH, it has donated a pair of electrons, so it becomes positive. Very important. It becomes positive. 1 pair of electron has moved here, so this becomes double bond. 1 more pair of electron is remaining, so we will indicate it this way. Is it clear now? Why oxygen has become positive? Because it has lost electron. It has lost the electron, so it becomes positive. Now what happens to this bond? This pair of electron has been shifted to next carbon, so here it becomes negative. This bond has been broken and that pair of electron has been donated to this carbon. Rest of the bond remains same. Clear? This is the second structure. Now again here what happens? Here also it becomes unstable. What becomes unstable? Now this carbon will feel like, I am carrying the electrons which was given by the other carbon. Why should I carry it for long? I will become unstable. So it shifts to the next carbon. So it forms a bond here. It forms a bond here, and now this carbon will be electron rich, because here double bond it can't take. That is why this carbon will shift its electron here. That means the double bond will, bonded pair of electron will be shifted here. So what will be the next structure? Benzene ring. Observe, here it is same, OH with a positive charge with a pair of electrons. There is no change in it, but here this bond has been shifted. That means here the bond has shifted, and here the double bond has been shifted. A pair of electron has been shifted here, so we indicate as a negative charge here. The other bond will be same. Now what this carbon does, now it has more electron density. It wants to shift the electron. It shifts to the next carbon-carbon bond, and this carbon will shift its bond to the next carbon. You know this, it isn't it? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now here what is happening? The fifth carbon is shifting this bond towards the fourth carbon is shifting the bond towards the fifth one. Now the structure becomes, here double bond has shifted. Let me write the remaining thing first. OH plus, it is same with one pair of electrons, and here the bond is same. Here you can see the bond has been shifted here. That means here a bond forms. Now where the bond has shifted, here the pair of electrons has shifted here. So it becomes this way. Alright. Now last what happens? Again this shifts the electron towards next bond. And now this carbon, the first carbon, is having more electron density. So it will tell it to oxygen, you take back your pair of electrons. We will keep on rotating. I want electrons, but we will keep on rotating it. So this pair of electron goes back to oxygen. Now see, I'll write it here. I'll write the structure here. Now what has happened? The double bond becomes single. Why? It has accepted the electron, OH. And here already it had one lone pair of electron. Now it has received one more lone pair of electron. It's happy like before. Now this bond has shifted here. So you get a bond here. One more bond, one more bond. See? It's very simple to write. It may seem complicated when I explain you the movement of electrons, but once you practice it, once you understand, it's really very easy for you to write it by yourself and understand. So now a few questions may arise, like here it is positive and negative. Remember, in the resonance structure, net charge remains same. When we write the resonance structure, net charge remains same. Net charge means total charge. In the first structure, you see, in the first resonance, so you know what these structures are called as? They are called as canonical structures. What are they called as? Canonical structures. These things you have studied, however, in your first year classes. Here the net charge is 0, isn't it? No extra charges here. So the net charge is 0. Here you can see positive charge, one negative charge, balance, again 0. Here again one positive, one negative, 0. One positive, one negative, here one negative, 0. Here 0. So net charge in the structures remains same. Energy will remain same. It is just that we are showing the delocalization of electrons. So how many structures are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many structures? Resonance structures? 5 resonance structures are there. That means they are stable. The phenols are stable. More the number of resonance structures, the particular system is said to be stable. Alright, so this is about phenols. So from this you can know it is stable. That means, see, one more thing I will tell you. Now in the resonance structure you can see the electrons are not localized means fixed to one point, but instead it keeps on rotating in the benzene ring, aromatic ring. So what happens? Oxygen acquires a positive charge. It becomes positive. When it becomes positive, what does it mean? Now hydrogen will be like, oh, it has become positive. However, positive repel. So I don't want to attract it anymore. So it can be removed easily. So these are all the possibilities. It can be removed easily. That means H plus ions can be donated, because of which it can show acidic nature. Clear? Now I will come to one more point, so I will not erase this part. when we speak about acidity of phenols, one more thing we have to see. Let us compare ionization of alcohols and ionization of phenols. How does alcohols ionize? Alcohol is represented as ROH, isn't it? It is represented as ROH with two lone pair of electrons. When it ionizes, or you can write it this way, however same. When it ionizes, how does it ionize as? It ionizes as RO minus plus H plus. It has the ability to donate proton. This bond here, OH bond, will be broken. This is how alcohols ionize. Whereas let us see for phenols. In the case of phenols, OH. How does it ionize? Again, here oxygen hydrogen bond can be broken to form O minus plus H plus. See, in this case also H plus can be liberated, H plus can be separated. That means it's acidic in nature. And when we compare the pK value of alcohols and phenols, we see that phenols are more acidic than alcohols. Okay, phenols are more acidic than water and than alcohols also. Phenols are more acidic. Now what do you call this ion as? RO minus, what do you call it as? It's called as alkoxide ion. Which ion? Alkoxide ion. Phenolic ring, that is benzene ring with O minus, is called phenoxide ion. Phenoxide ion. There is one more concept, that the acids whose conjugate bases are stable. The acids whose conjugate bases are stable, you know, isn't it? After the removal of proton, you call them as conjugate base. If an acid's conjugate base is stable, then we say that this particular substance is highly acidic in nature. So its conjugate base is phenoxide ion. We will compare the stability of phenoxide and phenol now. Hope you have understood about phenols. Let me write the resonance structure of phenoxide ion. You can again write it by yourself, however, but still I'll help you. Phenoxide ion is benzene ring with O minus, right? Benzene ring with O minus, having two lone pair of electrons. Now see, it is negatively charged. Even here it has more electrons on it. So this carbon is again sp2 hybridized carbon, same condition, sp2 hybridized carbon. So what does that sp2 hybridized carbon does? It will tell like, I want electrons, so please give the electrons. So this oxygen will be ready to donate the electrons. How does it donate the electrons? This lone pair of electron which it is carrying, it will donate to that carbon in the form of bond. The lone pair of electron will be donated. Now this carbon, what it does? It will shift that lone pair of electrons which it has to the next carbon. So how do you write the resonance structure? And you know, isn't it, this double-headed arrow mark means that in both the cases nothing changes. Energy is same, even the net charge is also same, but only the difference is the position of electrons. The movement of electrons is the difference there. That is all. Okay, so there is no other changes you can see. Now how do you write the next one? Next one, here this bond has shifted here. Already it has one bond. Here one bond. What happens to this oxygen? Oxygen with the two lone pair of electron remains same. Why have I not written positive charge here? The reason is because in this case it was 0. From 0, one electron pair was removed. So it became one positive charge. But here, one negative charge it has. From that, one negative charge has been removed. So we don't write anything here. Oxygen will be neutral now. But here it is -1. Now the question is like, okay, you had told that net charge will be same. See here net charge was 0 first. So +1, -1, 0. Now here net charge is -1 in all the cases. Here also it is -1 only. So no changes there, okay. Now what happens here? This bond will be shifted here and this carbon will shift the electrons here. Here O with the 2 lone pair of electrons, this bond gets shifted here. Here this electron, 1 more. Now next what happens? This pair of electrons shifts here, whereas this bond electrons gets shifted. Delocalization continues. Now you can see this bond here, it has formed a bond here. Here it becomes a negative charge now. Here it is O2. Okay. Now here this electron shifts here. Now I'm sorry, in this we have not written, I have not written the double bond here, isn't it? In all the cases there will be a double bond, okay. Now here there will be a double bond, isn't it? That double bond shifts towards the oxygen. Now what happens? Aromatic ring, this bond forms here. This double bond is shifting its electrons, so it becomes single, and oxygen acquires negative charge. That means lone pair of electron it acquires. How many resonance structures are there? See, the initial one you get back. How many resonance structures are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In phenols, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now what to do? If the resonance structure is more, we say it is highly acidic. It is more stable. Okay, I'll write it here. See, more resonance structures tells that the species are highly stable. Now here they have equal number of resonance structure. See, when you compare these two, this is for phenoxide ion, and this is for phenols, phenol structure. Now in this, if you see, compare phenoxide and phenols, number of resonance structures, that is canonical forms we say, number of resonance structures are same. How many? 5. Oh, now we cannot compare using resonance structures. If it shows delocalization, then we say it is stable. So delocalization also is shown by both. Both shows delocalization. Now what is the other parameter with which we can decide the acidity? We are comparing which is more acidic, whether phenols are more acidic or phenoxide ion is more acidic, because in the preparation methods, if you have seen, we used to convert phenol to phenoxide ion, and then from that form we used to convert to the other. At least for few the question might have arisen like why it happens. Here it goes. Now when these cases happen, like resonance structures are same, delocalization in both, then we have to see the charge separation. What should you see? Charge separation. Now this helps us to know which is more acidic. Charge separation helps us to know which is more acidic. Now let us see charge separation. In which do you see charge separation? Means the difference in the charges. Let us say phenols. In phenols, in the resonance structures you see one positive, one negative. There is charge separation. There is difference in charges. I'm telling you net charge is same, but we are speaking about charge separation in the structure. There is positive and negative charge, but you observe phenoxide ion only negative charge. Can you see positive charge anywhere? No. Net charge is -1 here. Net charge here is 0. I'm not speaking about net charge. I'm speaking about energy separation, charge separation here. So it has positive, negative. So that means this shows more charge separation. Phenols show more charge separation that is why it becomes less stable than which one? Than phenoxide ion. Phenoxide ion. Hope it is clear now which is stable. Phenoxide ion is more stable compared to phenols. The reason is because charge separation is more in phenols compared to phenoxide ions. Is that clear? Hope it's clear now. Therefore, we say that phenols are less stable than phenoxide ion. So, in most of the reaction, you can see the dominance of phenoxide ion compared to phenols. Phenoxide ion, yes, you get it from phenols, but comparing the acidity in both the cases, in which condition the stability is more, it is in the case of phenoxide ion. Hope it is clear. Yeah, just note down.